Hello everyone, and you are so much welcome to today's True Talk, and I still remain your most wealthy shoemaking made easy tutor, Odurole Mojibola. I've asked so many questions such as, okay, how do I pay my tithe? Do I pay gross? Do I pay net? How do I calculate my tithe? And that's what we are going to be looking at today, using this as a strategy for business growth and expansion. I need you to sit back, and I'm gonna be right back. Now, the first thing I need you to know is tithe is actually ordained by God. And one of the major reasons why I encourage my subscribers, my students, my followers to actually ensure the tithe is because I know it's actually a covenant practice. If you have actually been watching my channel for a while now, you should have seen the way we have consistently been talking about engaging covenant and how we can also do what our own efforts, about how we can work and how we can apply faith when it comes to business. I want you to know that nothing just works except it is connected. So, like I said, we are going to be discussing today tithe. Now, the first question I'm sure you are wondering, you are asking already, is what exactly is tithe? Why is this woman so much into this tithe thing? Is it that they are giving you a part of it? No, I believe in honoring God. There's no way you will honor God and you will not be honored in returns. So I think it's an essential part of my business that God has used to sustain it and make it grow, and I think you should also be part of it. Now, so many times you see business people successful and you wonder, okay, how did they get to this height? What is it that they are telling us and they are doing that they are not telling us? Is it just to make shoes? Is it just to make wares? No. I want you to know that engaging in covenant practices are so much important. And for those of us who really want to build, a conglomerate where, you want to create a wealth that can be transferred from generation to generation, then you have to make sure that you are involved in covenant practices. So now the question today is, what is tithe? Tithe is actually 10, just the 10% of whatsoever you're making, 10% of your income. 10% of your income. The next question is, okay, now that I do business, I collect money, I have to buy materials, I have to pay my bills, I have to do that. So how do I collect, how do I calculate what my 10% is? Now, the first thing I need you to first of all understand is, when it comes to cost price, when it comes to selling price, I have taught us that on this particular talk show. So if you're watching this particular channel for the first time, or probably just somebody just told you about this channel and you decide to check out what happens on Thursdays. On Thursdays like this, we discuss how we can expand our business and not just, shoe making. We do shoe making on Tuesdays and on Saturdays, but basically Thursdays are for business growth and expansion for everyone. So I want you to know that you need to check that particular video to understand how to calculate your cost price. Yes, whatever kind of business you do, I want you to know that you need to understand how to calculate your cost price. So the understanding of your cost price and the understanding of your selling price makes you to know what exactly your tithe should be. I will tell you what I do, and I will tell you what you have opportunities of doing. Now, if you want to go along with selling price and cost price, it means that by the time you have calculated your cost price, you know what it will cost you to produce whatever you are producing as a business owner. You know what it will cost you to produce. Probably you produce footwear, you produce one thing or the other, then you have a cost price. So at the point of selling, your selling price definitely includes your profit. So because the only way you can know what your profit is by deducting cost price from your selling price. So by the time you deduct that, you have your profit. At the end of the day, your profit stands to be you can now decide to tithe whatever profit you make from the business. So after you have done that, of course, you have it. Probably your cost price was actually like 500 naira, and your selling price is actually, let's say, 550 naira or 600 naira. It depends on what you calculate. Please go check it out and know how to calculate. I'm just giving us an instance. So it means that 500 naira deducted from 550 means 50 naira is actually your profit. So you can decide to actually tie to your profit. That is how you go about it. And if what you do is you render service, for example, you also have to calculate your cost price. If you render service, probably you just train people, or you go to people's house to do cleaning. Of course, you have to calculate the cost of going there, you have to calculate the cost of materials, whatever. It's important you just check the video how to understand all of that. Now, for somebody who is not ready to go through the process of every time, because as far as I'm concerned, if I'm producing a child footwear, one of the things I'm going to suggest you do is you can create a structure for your business. Know what the cost price of children sizes are, and know what your profit is on top of it, so that each time you produce a child footwear, for example, you know what to tithe. I hope you get. When you produce an adult, you know what to tithe. But don't forget that there are variety when it comes to design. Some people want you to use a genuine skin, some people's own you use synthetic. So if you want to, you can as well create a structure for all of that, so that at least you know what to pay per time. Personally, I don't go through that stress. As far as I am concerned, I don't. And the reason is because I find out that when you actually receive an order to produce a particular footwear, and you have to go to the market to buy everything, probably you don't have everything you need. I'm using footwear as an example. If you don't have all the materials, you will definitely spend more, because by the time you buy it, you find out that probably you still have some left over from what you bought. What are you going to do to that if you have already calculated it as your cost price? So for me, I don't do all of that. I don't do all of that. Now, I am not, this is just a disclaimer, I am not saying you should follow what I do, but I find that much more convenient. As far as I am concerned, as a business owner, I find it much more convenient. That's why I am actually plunging into it, because I understand the fact that I'm not doing it for the sake of doing. Personally, what I do is I pay my tithe grossly. And I'm sure you know what I mean by I pay gross. It means that when somebody is making a footwear for 5,000 naira, I am paying 500 naira as my tithe. That is what I do personally. If you don't want to go through that, if you prefer to actually tithe whatever your profit is, it's actually fine, yes. But as much as possible, I will encourage you to ensure that you pay the tithe. So whether you want to pay gross, whether you want to pay net, because when you are paying in net worth of your income, of your turnover, it means that you have already deducted the cost price, every other thing you have deducted it, and it's also on the profit. But personally, what I do is I do gross. When you pay me, I remove. So somebody's already wondering, why do you have to pay gross? Well, it's actually a personal conviction, and as far as I'm concerned, that is what I receive as the income. That's my turnover. When anybody is going to ask you what is your turnover, most times they don't ask you what your profit is, they ask you for your turnover. So if your turnover includes every amount you collected when you have not deducted your cost price. So if in a month I made five pairs of footwear, for example, 5,000 naira times 5, that is 25,000 naira. So when they ask what's your turnover, you say 25,000. When they ask you what's your profit, it's supposed to be 2,500 naira. So if you are saying your tithe is 500 naira, I don't know, but I am not disputing the fact that it's wrong. Please, I need you to understand this. But I just upped my game because I wanted more of God. I just wanted to depend on God. I just wanted to, as much as I work hard, I wanted His hand in a special way, and I want to also, be a blessing, of course, to my church as well. I am fed spiritually, so I should be able to give back and blessing the house of God as well. More people are actually enjoying the privilege as well. So all of those things are what I say, and I believe so strongly that I am not actually doing it in vain. Now, I need you to understand that paying tithe is not enough. As a man, I need you to make sure that you are taking good care of your wife. You desire business expansion, please take care of your wife. If you are married, take care. As much as you can do, it's your responsibility. Her clothing, her hair. Don't say because she's working, you're not doing it. I want you to know that what my Bible tells me is that a man should do what? Should love his wife just as Christ loved the church. So if Christ so much loved us that He gave up everything, despite our weaknesses, despite our strength, despite our, unrighteousness, why would you say, because she's working, she should take care of herself? No. I understand that your pay, your income might not be able to sustain everything on her, but I want you to do sometimes. Pay attention to it. Make sure that at least you honor her. Your hair is looking so rough, try to pay for it. You don't have to pay 1 million naira for her hair. Do what you can afford. Whether she appreciates it or not, I want you to do it as unto obedience to the word of God, and not because, oh, my wife is so submissive, my wife is so loving. Don't wait for her to be loving before you love her. You are just obeying instruction, so that you will not be telling me, I pay my tithe, so how come my business is not growing? Probably you are not paying attention to that aspect, because it's not just about you paying tithe. It's about you walking in obedience to the instructions of God that you are aware of. Don't ignore anything. Don't ignore it. Yes, I mean it. Don't ignore. So if your wife, even if she's not submissive, she's not supportive, don't say because of that you will not play your role as a man. Let your children be excited each time you come around, each time you are home, because they know that daddy is definitely the daddy that we so desire. Not that they see you coming and everybody is running away, because they know when he comes he's shouting, he's screaming, and his head is up here. You understand what I'm trying to say? So please, I need you to do that as well. And another thing is that women, so that you will not think, oh, why is she talking about men and not talking about women? Women, you also have the responsibility to be supportive and be supportive. Everything that you need to do to make your husband comfortable, please do it. We have this responsibility as wife. Everything that stands to be your responsibility, please work on it. For those of us that are married, I know you understand it when I say, oh, leave me alone, I am tired. That is one language and slogan that you find in most women who are married. Oh, you are always tired. Please, I want you to know that God brought you together so that you can actually be an help, a support, and to comfort one another. So please, I want you to do your best as a wife. Respect your husband. Be submissive to your husband. Don't wait until he's a good man before you become submissive, so that when you are praying for him, God can answer your prayer and your business too can grow. I know sometimes men can be so hard to convince to do one thing or the other, but I so strongly believe in praying. Pray. Trust God for the Holy Spirit. Stop reporting everywhere. Some of us can report. You can talk to everybody about what your husband is doing and not doing, but you refuse to take time to talk to God. Fast for your husband. Yes, fast and pray for them. Fast for their businesses. Fast for their job. Trust God for promotion, even if they are not doing their responsibilities in the house. By the time God touches their heart, you are going to come back to benefit from every prayer you have prayed. They are seed that you will definitely reap from. So I want you to know that all of these are encompassed in whatever we do as business owner. Lastly, I want you to pay attention to honoring our parents. The Bible says we should honor our parents. Don't just pay your tithe without taking care of your parents. Don't go and be paying your tithe. Oh, I want to pay tithe. I want to do everything, but make sure that you also honor your parents, because their blessings too amount a lot in your business growth and expansion. I want to believe these little tips will be able to help us to take our business to another level when it comes to tithing, when it comes to expanding our business and involving God. Now, if you're watching my channel for the first time, I need you to please subscribe to my channel if you find this information very resourceful. I want you to know that this is not an obligation to make you do what you want to do, but if you so much love what I do and you think I'm doing it by myself, you are definitely very wrong. And that's why you will see time you comment, you hear me say glory be to Jesus our teacher. You will be surprised. It's not just money that will come back to you when you pay your tithe. It's not only money that will come back to you when you actually honor your husband, when you submit to your husband as a wife, you love your wife as a husband, or you honor your parents. No, it gives you ideas that will reproduce money. It guides you in the right pathway. So I need you to connect with this, and I'm sure you will come back to actually testify and say thank you for giving us that information. It was so resourceful. Once again, don't forget to like this video. Please share. This isn't shoemaking. This is our us taking our business to another level. And then once again, I want to say thank you for those of us who keep commenting and letting me know that they are actually receiving, they are finding value in my content. Please don't just watch and go by. Like and comment. Let me know what you have learned. Let me know how this is helping you. If there's anything you want me to talk about in this talk show, please let me know also in the comment section, and I'll trust God for wisdom on how to handle it. Thank you once again. And I still remain your most wealthy shoemaking made easy tutor, Odurole Mojibola. Whatever you call it, that is what it will be. So start naming yourself what you want yourself to be. I'm going to see you next time. Bye.